Stop! I can't get up.
There is no him, you psychopath!
Fighter? Yeah. So in your travels in this fine world of ours, have you come across or witnessed a situation where, there's a couple fighting in public, or you have sort of a scene developing that you're not quite sure what's going on with this relationship, or somebody posts their confrontation on social media? This happens all the time, and maybe it should happen less. And this is what I do for a living, is I work with people in these sort of kind of troublesome relationship dynamic situations. And that's why I made this YouTube channel, to kind of bring out some of these stories and help hopefully teach a thing or two to you watching this video. In today's videos, I picked out 3 situations where maybe they shouldn't be in a relationship at this point because of one person or both people, or the compatibility or where they are in their life just isn't a good time for them to be in a relationship. So I'm not sure why you're here watching this video, but I'm glad you're here watching, and let's get straight into it.
Move. Move.
On the card.
Stop! I can't get up.
Yeah, you can. Get the fuck up. Get up! Dude, seriously, move. I want to fucking leave. Move.
Stop!
I will hit you with a fucking car.
Okay, so what's going on here, I think, is she's trying to leave. He's trying to block the car to prevent her from leave. So kind of, you think about these abusive situations where, you have like the guy like holding somebody down, or a woman holding somebody down, blocking a doorway. This seems like a similar vein of tactic here, where he's trying to block her from leaving because he saw he was sitting on his sweater. So it's been there for a minute. And then he like grabbed the door at one point, which was kind of like I think a subconscious sort of movement there. And it's not that there's anything wrong with venting out. You're just emotionally dysregulated in an appropriate way. Obviously, out in public here probably isn't maybe the best place, but it's how they're doing it and when he's doing it is sort of the issue here. So when you're stopping somebody from leaving, you're trying to force an ultimatum of like, either you're gonna be physical with me, or to be able to leave. And kind of what I'm suspecting here, I guess limited context, we don't know the full story here, etc., alleged, that I'm sensing there's sort of a caretaker complex thing going on here, where it sounds like, based on what I'm seeing, is that maybe his form of behavior control towards her is to be sort of, emotionally dysregulated, and kind of the whining tone that he was using and preventing her from leaving. And again, he's trying to attempt to get her to go back to the caretaker, take care of him, and kind of provide for his needs, sort of dynamic. And, it's really unfortunate. And these sort of behaviors where you have sort of this codependency or dependency, it sounds like it's one way. It comes from, childhood, and how you teach your kids to regulate themselves, when the right place and how the right way to regulate yourself is. And it sounds like he's really kind of being manipulative here, and she's just trying to leave, which is, her right for her own body to leave, but he's trying to prevent her from doing so. So, yeah, I'm cringing at this one. Domestic violence part. She just pointed at the camera.
Back up.
You gotta take a shot. Fighter? Yeah. Just,
Stay right there.
like 3 times he just.
Hey, I gotta let you go.
I don't know who this guy is.
Bye.
But, yeah.
What's going on?
You gonna go left to the.
What's going on?
He's putting his hands
It was
all
like
over
trying to intimidate the person
and
recording.
He needs to keep his hands off her, and he's threatening everybody.
Hey, you guys got some domestic violence?
Okay, this guy's gonna get in there. It's bad. Okay, so we got a really bad situation here. So my first thought here is that I heard kids in the background. So if you have kids with you and something like this is happening, take them out of there if you can, the back door, or, because I don't want to like grab them obviously, or like distract them with the phone, or kind of hopefully get their attention off of this. And if you don't have kids with you, especially, and you're seeing something like this, sometimes what happens is you have this bystander effect where something really bad is happening. And, everybody kind of freezes up like, holy shit, what's happening in front of me? And that's a really dangerous thing, especially when somebody needs help, like she does in the situation. And there's a few things you could do as a bystander. So one, if you are seeing something like this, take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. That'll seem like the polyvagal nerve and hopefully snap you out of that. And then act. In this case, one thing you could do, and it's, again, first is safety though. So like if, her safety, but your safety as well. Because if you go and intervene and you're a guy, he might be wanting to fight somebody. You take your shirt off like that in some places. That's like a, I'm going to fight you sort of thing. So be careful about your safety. So call the cops, number one. But two, if you're, depending on the situation, your context, your situation, what you can do is go do, because he's in tunnel vision right now. He's in fight mode. He wants to like be violent. So one thing you can do is go up and ask like a totally outside of the box, out of left field question. Like, hey, did you see the news about like, what, this famous person did yesterday? Like really random, to kind of snap him out of the moment. Or like, like how many cars have driven by, your hotel this morning, or, whatever. Because if he's in this fight mode and it looks like it's sunset, so he might be drinking or something, if you can try to snap him out of that for a second, it might give him a chance just to like take a breath and then maybe calm his own, sort of regulate his own system. But two, if you have lots of people in the diner with you or wherever they are, ask folks, hey, this is looking good. I'm going to go out there and kind of just stand out there to be a presence. Can you and you and you, and point at specific people, put your feet over here, stand up and walk with me, help kind of snap people out of it. And, people will hopefully be willing to do that. Recording the conversation is great, in terms of like doing something, but, there's a point where you, if depending on your context, if you could act and help the situation, because, this is clearly escalating, and I don't know, this is the end of the clip. I don't know what happened next, but hopefully the cops came, he got to go somewhere to cool off, and she got the help that she needed after this situation, because not a good situation to be in. So be careful about that bystander effect, though. If you're seeing something like this, do something and say something. Trigger warning.
You know that, right? It's illegal.
I hope you know that all of these videos are going to your fucking in-laws. So they know exactly what you're doing.
Okay, so we got a guy at the window. So she looks like she walked over to the couch and she threatened the in-laws. So he was probably pounding on the door, wanting to talk to her. She was probably like, hell no, and like beckoned him over to the window to talk. And then he's not supposed to be there, obviously. So there's like it says DV. So DV stands for domestic violence. So I'm guessing there's like a restraining order in place, or he's not supposed to be there.
All of these are going to be used in court, and they're all being sent to Appy and Nanny. You are harassing me.
Parenting app.
Leave me alone. There is no other fucking man. It is just I don't want you. I don't want you.
Oh, yeah. I know what's going on here. I bet you. I can't hear him either.
No, I said you had weaseled your way back in, and I was considering it. And the very next message that I read is about me being a filthy fucking whore. Leave.
Oh, boy.
Leave. Leave.
And when I find him, he's mine. That's not a threat to you. You can't protect him.
There is no him, you psychopath.
That's all right. I'm gonna make sure all your shit's known.
Okay. What I would put money on this. What's going on here? They are divorcing, separating. There's either kids involved, so there's like a court case with kids, or there's a restraining order in place. And I see this very often, is where, you have the situation where he becomes obsessed with in his mind, the fact that she is cheating. And it's called morbid jealousy, where it's become this sort of irrational obsession that somebody's cheating on you with limited or no evidence to prove that fact. And then, his ego is sort of unable to accept the fact that maybe she is leaving him for his other behaviors, whether it's substance use or money or parenting, who knows. We don't know from the context here. So there's a restraining order in place, I would bet, and or something similar to a protective order, restraining order. He's not supposed to be there. So he pounds on the door. She doesn't answer. She starts recording as evidence, but also to protect herself if he does try to break in and prove that he breached the restraining order. And, you know, in situations like this where he's obsessed and his ego has suffered an injury, ego injury, he won't listen to a restraining order, which is just a piece of paper, a judge signs saying you can't be here, you can't do this. And he's unwilling to accept that because of low self-esteem or other sort of things going on. So he says, to hell with the restraining order. I'm going to go confront her for what she is. And it looks like he called her a cheating whore. So again, I'm suspecting here irrational ego injury led him to maybe breach a restraining order, or maybe it's a divorce. You know, it's hard to tell from what we know here, but it does say DV. So this is pretty typical where, again, the guy or whoever gets sort of kicked out of the house or the home that they're sharing faces this sort of, you know, emotional ultimatum where they say, I'm going to confront her. I'm going to like satiate this desire to expose her or humiliate her. Looks like they're in a busier neighborhood. He's trying to like call her out and she's not having it. So yeah, really aggressive body language here from him. She should, if she hasn't already, maybe she did before. When he was pounding on the door, I'm guessing, called the police because, you know, this is a really dangerous situation that he's putting her in here. And his body language is super aggressive. So I'm hopeful he left for his own sake and that she is also safe after this. So yeah, pretty common though. And that is all for today. I want to thank everybody who has subscribed. You know, it's March 13th as of today, and I got 13 subscribers, so that's really cool. And thanks to folks who have liked the video and commented. And I want to specifically thank Biscuit B4R and then Amber Lynn's Amygdala, love that name, for your comments on the videos. I really enjoyed reading those and kind of thinking about those comments from you, so thank you especially. And for other folks, if you haven't subscribed, of course, you are now formally invited to do so. And in the comments, if you have any ideas or topics you'd like me to kind of react to a specific kind of video, like I'll be planning on doing so shortly, please put those in the comment. I'd be happy to take those into consideration and do them. So feel free to put a comment in. And that's all for today. Thanks, folks. Toodles.